And now, for those that have generated leads or try to generate leads, who was successful at generating leads? I had a lot of me's. Type yes or no. If you were successful at generating leads, type yes. Type no if you were not. Now, I'm saying that we generate about 30 to 60,000 leads a month right now through our CABOOM Leads platform, and it keeps exploding. And I'm going to give some, even though I'm a lead vendor and I have a lead company and it's growing and we're making all of our leads SMS verified, I'm still going to be giving away some nuggets today to help you no matter how you do it or what you do. Because I believe in that. I think you guys would probably believe in that and agree too. I believe if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. Who said that, by the way? What famous quote? Who is that from? What famous quote is that from? Do you guys remember? Also, yes, that's right. My buddy Zig Ziglar, who I've interviewed Brian Tracy, I've interviewed Les Brown. I've never, before he passed, I never got a chance to meet or see him or talk to Zig, man. So crazy. I'm going to jump into an advertising process because I would bet that most of you have never actually had someone share with you what the exact process is for generating leads. And you know what? I could be wrong, but most people are never taught this. They get a license and they're told, "Hey, go sell insurance," but they're not told how to get in front of the people that want to buy the insurance, right? Is that fair enough? Right? We've all been there. And so my goal for you today, because I truly believe in this, like I'm a big believer in leads. I'm a big believer in getting in front of people. I believe it's the best thing you can do for your business. Like, you know, what's funny is you'll have everyone else in the industry trying to sell you like some specialized um, program or hey, if you buy this, your sales closing rate will triple overnight, which is probably not possible, right? However, um, getting in front of people is far more important than sales skill. It just is. Is that always agreed upon in the industry by other people and influencers or whatever? No. But I'm telling you, if you have people to get in front of, I don't care if you are the worst agent in the world, you will destroy the best agent in the world if they don't have anybody to talk to. Fair? Okay. So let's think through like what is the advertising process? So let's just assume that you are using digital. There's a lot of different ways to do this. I could talk through organic content. I could talk through a lot of stuff. Let's talk through digital first. Okay, let's talk through digital first. Um, Trying to make sure I can do this so you can see. Okay, let's talk through digital ads first. So what you've got to ask yourself before you start generating leads, there's a couple of specific things that people are doing that I would call violations, that they are violating, that is actually hurting them from generating leads. Okay. The first one is, what product do you want to sell? You've got to figure out what that is first. So for whatever your product is, throw in chat what your focus is, and don't say all of them. Because I guarantee you, if you run an ad trying to get someone to respond to all products, you will never get a response. Or if you do, it'll cost you hundreds or thousands of dollars and it'll just never happen, right? And if we get a bunch of Do Forge audience in here today, it'll be a bunch of final expense, which is cool. That's great. I love final expense. Okay. All of our final expense leads are SMS verified now, where someone filled out a survey funnel, they put in a security code back in the funnel that we text them. And so our CABOOM leads, if someone ever works our final expense leads, they never get disconnected numbers or wrong numbers ever again. I think that's pretty cool, right? And we're innovating on a bunch of other stuff. We're even innovating on address verification for people that door knock. Like, we're innovating like crazy. Okay. So if you think about what product do you sell, why is that important? It's super important as far as what product do they sell. It's very, very, very important. Also, I'm going to spotlight myself so I can see the board a little better and you guys can see me as well. It's very important because again, if you try to speak, this is a nugget. If you try to speak to everyone, you will end up speaking to no one. So if you think about that, it is very important that who you are speaking to comes out and you get their attention. If you try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. So based on this, now I want to form who are your buyers when it comes to this, right? Like, what is your target audience? What is your target audience of who you are looking to sell to? So as an example, what ages would you like to sell to? I know people that sell life insurance are like, dude, I would love to sell 18 to 85, 18 to 89. I'm like, yeah, dude, me too. But like, if you just put out, hey, life insurance available for people 18 to 89, I promise you, no one is going to respond, right? Nobody. Okay. What ages? Okay. Think about that. Like, or if it's IUL, right? Well, Rick, what do you sell, by the way? I'm trying to see if you'd put, oh yeah, annuity. Perfect. Perfect. Right. Majority of our annuity responses are about 50 to 74, right? 50 to 74 SMS verified. Also, one of the things that we do at the beginning of our annuity surveys that is kind of rare, and I'm giving away some nuggets today, some behind the scenes backstage stuff, I guess, is at the very beginning, we confirm that they have $100,000 in investable assets, or we do not let them fill out our survey to become a lead at all, because it's too easy for people to like you should not let everyone through your funnel. There needs to be enough intent and enough questions and enough specifics that you should actually be weeding people out as well, right? Like if you ever have somebody that wants to like manage your ads or sell you this famous course or whatever, and their goal a lot of times is just get the cheapest leads available. My goal, maybe it used to be that. My goal no longer is to get agents the cheapest lead available, because if I can get you a higher intent lead, a higher intent means they've went through a lot more questions, then guess what? You're going to be able to get a hold of them. They're going to remember, and you're going to get a better response. Are they all going to buy? No, they're not nothing you generate either is going to be pre-sold leads, right? I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but if you figure that out, well, let me know. Okay. Let me know. So ages. So let's just say, okay, Preston says 50 to 75. 50 to 75, right? Also, I go through marketers like I do socks, man. It's crazy. Okay, 50 to 75. Okay. So, and then Preston, male or female? Male or
Female for
female?
me.
Okay, so start thinking about gender, right? You're like, really? I'm like, yes, 100%. Can you generate from both? Yes. However, I'll explain what I mean in a second on why this matters. And I would much rather talk to a female if I'm selling final expense as well. Full transparency. Okay. Just throwing it out there. Now, can you help both? 100%. Guys need insurance too, but you get the idea. Okay. What's the ideal income level? Okay. Ideal income level, right? Think about this. What would it be for you? For Preston, it's probably going to be what, Preston? Like,
Anything over 1,800 a month. I mean, well, 13 to 15 over that should be fine.
yeah. So like you're saying like 15 to
15 to 2,000 a month. I mean, those are much easier sales than if it gets lower than that.
Yep. So 15K to, I don't know, 75 grand, something like that. Probably 50 grand really is more ideal. 15 to 50, I could see that being. But also too, if you look at like 15 to even 50, if we were to use 50K, 15 to 50, that's that's a good percentage of all the people that are in that age bracket, right? So if you think about that, okay. So again, more on the target audience, right? Do they currently have a policy? If you're new to the industry, you would say, well, I can't sell to somebody that already has a policy. That don't make any sense. Really? I prefer that they already have a policy because they believe in it, in what we're offering. Maybe I could put them in a better situation. Maybe we can add on additional coverage. I don't mind if they have an additional policy, right? I would say yes or no. I don't care, right? It doesn't matter to me. Okay. And then you have to start thinking about this too. What is going to get their attention? What has other people done that's getting their attention? And what can I do to get their attention? Right? Again, these are layers to this. And before we start building out an ad and building out this whole advertising process, these are things to think about. Why? Because your goal, if you are generating leads, the very first step is to get their attention. Because if you do not get their attention, they will not stop and possibly respond. It's not, hey, like, because what happens with most marketers is the end goal. Okay, here's the issue. The end goal is to sell them life insurance, final expense, whatever, right? Fair? That's the end goal. The problem is you can't, that's the end. But if you put up an ad that literally just says, buy life insurance from me, how many responses do you think you'll get? Right? Well, what happens is though, you're starting with the end instead of just trying to get them to move along the way, move in your direction just a little bit. It's like a sell when you're early in a sales process. Okay, early in a sales process, your goal is to just get them to move a little bit. Like if someone ever gives me an objection, my job is not to overcome that objection completely, immediately, and obliterate it forever in 18 seconds. Okay, I'll give you an example. I had someone probably, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 years ago now that said, hey, an insurance agent was out here last week. We told them we don't give out our bank account information because we had a problem with our bank 40 years ago and we have never used our bank account to pay for anything. And we had an issue. And so we will never give anyone our account info ever again. We don't use it for nothing. Well, you can't overcome that one in 18 seconds, right? But maybe I can get them to move a little bit. Well, about 90 minutes later, they're literally giving me their routing and account number when somebody else couldn't do that. But I was willing to take the long route versus trying to overcome it immediately within seconds. I had to earn their trust over a longer period of time. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you think about that, what are some things that would get their attention? Let's just call it, let's just talk about life insurance in general for a second. Okay. Life insurance in general for a second. What are some of when it comes to life insurance, what are some of the things that get people's attention? What are some of the reasons people get life insurance, the benefits, like all, in general? Well, what are some things that get their attention relates to, yeah, free, exactly. Don't do that. Yeah, that is, it gets you a lot of people that don't want to pay anything, that's for sure. Had family pass away, okay? Yes, a decent percentage have had family, especially with final expense, a decent percentage have had family pass away in the last few weeks or few months. Okay. And that happens, by the way. Like this is life. We've got people in our office that literally had an aunt pass away last week. You know, my dog, Teddy, that my wife and I have had for 11 and a half years, freaking love Teddy. Little dog passed away on Friday. Man, it sucked, right? It's terrible. But guess what? We're all life events are happening that get people thinking. Okay. Yes. They have a kid, a new marriage. What else? Mortgage. Yes. Mortgage is a good attention grabber, right? Cash value. Yeah. People are selfish. People are naturally selfish. If you can give me, or living benefits, if you can give me some benefits now while I'm living, I would much rather this thing take care of me than my family, right? Thanks, Megan. Appreciate that. Concern about beneficiary family issues, business need. Yep. There's business needs. Yes. Every new business partnership or business needs life insurance, right? So then you start thinking about, let's pick living benefits for a second. Okay. So what would the angle be to get someone's attention with an ad? Okay. Here's the angle. Here's an example. If you said, I don't know, if you're between the ages of 50 and 75 and you're whatever, right? And you live in Idaho, does your life insurance policy have living benefits? If it doesn't, maybe you've got an older type of policy and maybe you haven't looked into the newer type of policies because this has benefits that can actually pay you cash while you're still alive through your policy. If you're not aware of this, more people need to know about this. You should click below and we should chat today, right? Something like that. Well, again, that's a different angle than buy life insurance for me, right? Much different angle because people are like, interesting. Whoa. Oh, I didn't know about that, right? Again, the goal is to get attention. Yeah, terminal illness, grandparent gifting, all true, right? All true. Okay. So if you think about this, target audience, and then what are specific things that can get their attention along the way, right? What are specific things that can get their attention along the way? My team bring me a marker because I think I grabbed the two worst markers in the building. Okay. Thoughts on this so far? Thoughts and questions on this so far before I jump into the next piece? Okay. Again, am I throwing too much at you? Is it okay? I mean, most people that get on here, they're like advertising gurus. They didn't generate, 40, 50,000 leads last month, but they're advertising gurus. They want to make it as complicated as possible, scare you to death. So you just hire them. That's their goal. I'm sorry, but that's true, right? Would you agree? That's true. And so the more complicated they can make it, the more likely you are to just give them money. Well, that's not how we roll, right? Thank you. Dylan, give it up for Dylan in the chat. Dylan's freaking amazing. Go Dylan, go Chiefs, go Dylan. He's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. This is the issue though with our industry is it does not have to be rocket science. You must be getting in front of people every single week, right? You just have to, right? Also, Gregory, good question, complex question, but good question. Yes, there are ways around what we are talking about, right? You can run special list because what special category is eliminates you can still run locations, but eliminates like age targeting and interest targeting, right? Income targeting, those type of things. But if you've got pixeled data, if you've got list, if you've got other targeting metrics or custom audiences, there are ways to help that, right? I'm not going to dive into it much. Great question, but it could get really deep and complicated really quick. And full transparency, do I understand this? Yes. Do I believe I can set up and generate leads for anything on the planet today within 2 hours? Yes. However, I've also got a team of about 15 now that this is all they do for me. Right? Because as you grow a company, your goal should be to scale it to where other people are helping it grow so it's not so reliant and so much burden on you, right? That's really the American dream. It's not entrepreneurship and doing everything on your own and being a control freak. It's helping other people win, right? It's helping other people win. That's what's cool. And I'm fortunate to have a bunch of amazing people on our team that literally do just that, which is awesome. Okay. Any other questions on this piece before I walk through the process? Okay, I wanted to get some of that out of the way because it wouldn't make sense if I just jumped right in and started designing ads and stuff because I need you thinking about what you sell and what type of advertising you would do. And this could work whether it's organic video or whether you're actually running an ad, you're running a graphic, you're running a video. I'll tell you this, some of the things that help a lot when it comes to advertising, video will always generate you a higher intent lead. Video first. Why is that, by the way? Any guesses on why video versus a graphic would generate you a more high intent lead? Now, most lead vendors are using pictures because they can get you cheap leads, but that's not what I'm asking. Why? I know emotion and relatability, more engaging connection, visual creatures, all true. But here's the biggest, coolest part of video. Here's the coolest part of video. Video, can you sum up a video in half a second or a second? Not normally, but can you sum up a picture in half a second or a second? Yes. So what happens is picture, oh, I'm good. Video, oh, they got my attention. Let me listen for a quick second. I'm 5 seconds in. 10 seconds in, right? And then they move on. Okay. So here's the process. First is you've got to figure out, like we talked about a second ago, you've got to figure out the targeting. Who are you targeting? Where are you targeting? Right? What does that look like? And again, this stuff isn't rocket science. Do I think every agent should try to be marketers all the time and generate their own leads and deal with the 4,000 changes that come with our industry? No, but a lot of people are going to try stuff anyway. The good news is it's your business. You should do whatever the freak you want. You should listen to me some. You should not listen to me some. It's happening anyway, right? Who cares, right? But you know what I mean? Because the way we got to where we are is because I paid some of the best people in the world to literally ethically steal and learn from them. Like I want to get good on YouTube. We have 130, 140,000 YouTube subscribers of insurance agents all around the world. Our most popular city is London. Guess what? I found someone that had a YouTube channel with 1 million plus subscribers on 2 different channels, and I went and paid them $6,000 for coaching. Do you think I've made more than $6,000 back over the last 9 years of YouTube? Freak, I would hope so, right? But I'm playing the long game. I'm not playing the short game. Did I get my 6 grand back in 30 days? No. Did I get my 6 grand back in 90 days? Maybe. Did I get my 6 grand back in 6 months? 100%. 100%. But we are so short-sighted and we want the result right now that we won't hang around until, you know, it just keeps getting better. A lot of good, everything good takes time. Okay. Targeting. Then a video ad. Video ad. Now, here's what's interesting about the video ad. Here's the outline for a video ad. Okay. If I'm talking video ad, here's the outline. Okay. There needs to be, I had like a fancy acronym for this, and I'm trying to remember from one of our challenges, but long story short, here's the part that really matters. Okay. You need a hook. You need some type of value or content, and you need a call to action. So if I'm generating leads for IUL, right? I can't remember who said they sold IUL earlier, but I'll say it's for IUL. If I am selling IUL, my video would be hey, if you're overfunding your 401k, I would stop doing that. Now, take the match, do your thing. However, if you have excess funds and you would like to make sure that you have enough income for retirement, and it's the biggest concern amongst all retirees, pre and post. If that's you and you're like, I would like to make sure I have enough retirement income, then you should be looking into tax-free retirement accounts. Again, if you are overfunding your 401k, we can redistribute that capital into a tax-free retirement account that can grow, provide you income stream retirement, and guess what? You won't pay taxes on it in retirement. If you'd like to know about this new program and how this works, you can click the link below, jump on my calendar, and we'll chat for like 10 minutes. Okay? Some of you are like, I don't know, was that half bad? Was it, but what did you notice? Okay, what did you notice? Hook. Hey, if you're overfunding your 401k, right? Hey, if it's mortgage, hey, if you're do you own your own home, right? Like again, some type of hook, get their attention, get them to stop from scrolling. Like TikTok was dead for like 12 hours. People were freaking out like crazy. Okay. However, they were freaking out because they have gotten addicted to that thing. Or maybe it helped their business in some way. I know that was true for Tim and maybe Hunter too, bro. I don't know. Y'all be fine either way, but some people use it pretty heavy. So hook, value, CTA. Okay. My hook, some type of value or content or story, call to action. And if you like more information, and sometimes if I do webinars, like, okay, today we're on our Mentor Ready Academy call. What did I tell you about? If you're not a member, did I tell you about how you could join the Mentor Ready Academy? Get more content like this for as little as $49 a month. Yes, I believe when you're doing that kind of stuff, you should put the call to action at the beginning, the middle, and the end. I did the beginning. I just did the middle. And we'll see if I remember to do the end, right? Because again, you got to be pushing people to because if you can help them, you should try to help them. Would you agree? You should. Okay. Targeting video ad. From video ad to a button that takes them to a landing page. Okay. I would not, I advise against, I don't know if I should share this or not, but I'm going to share it anyway. It's my call, right? And you guys are like, be honest. I advise against using an internal lead form. I advise against using an internal lead form inside of Facebook or inside of TikTok or wherever else. Okay. Here's why. Most people will not tell you this. Most people are not aware of this. However, in internal lead forms, here's what happens. If their information is inside of Facebook, it's pre-filled. The form is pre-filled out for them. Some of you guys have heard about this, that part, yes, right? Where the form is pre-filled. Okay. I'm not a fan of that. Also, I recently saw, I've seen multiple videos, but I recently saw a video from someone who said they get paid to go fill out forms inside of Facebook all day. So if you ever got a lead and it was like their info was pre-populated and they filled it out and they're like, oh, I didn't do that or whatever. Maybe they were someone who's getting paid to fill out forms to send leads to companies. I don't know, but again, I believe there are things that are happening behind the scenes that will never happen now through our CABOOM stuff because of the things that we're doing in that respect. So pre-filled. Also, maybe it's fake fills, right? Like that one. That's a fake fill. That ain't good. Also, I saw a stat recently that about 14 to 21%, 14 to 21% of all the leads that come through Facebook lead forms is old data, which means the location and the phone number 14 to 21% of the time are inaccurate. So if you spend $100, you just wasted $14 to $21 every time you spend $100. Well, we're going to spend $300,000 to $400,000 this month on ads. When that happens, that if I were to do it this way, that 14 to 24% becomes a big number, right? Let's just use 300 grand. That literally becomes $75,000 to $100,000, which is like wild, right? 60 to 100K, whatever the number is, but it's a big number. Okay. It can be a very big number, right? Okay. Also too, though, I saw that, but also there's no way to verify a phone number inside of Facebook. There's not. You can ask for multiple numbers. You can do whatever you want, right? But I'm going to teach you some of the things that we're doing now on the CABOOM side to where agents who do final expense, IUL, annuity, term life, veteran life will never receive a disconnected or wrong number ever again, right? Which is insane, but that's what our industry needs to keep innovating, right? Would you agree? Our industry can get better. Leads can get better, which is why we're doing what we're doing. Okay, so landing page. Then it needs to go to a long form, let's just call it a lengthy. It needs to go through a lengthy survey or form. Okay, I can tell you this. You will notice leads. You will notice a difference. If your leads are supplying 7 pieces of information versus 12, you will start to notice a big difference. Most vendors, they love giving you like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fields. Why do they like that? Because the less information that a vendor gets, less information they get, the more likely is someone will fill out their survey or form, which means they can get you the lead faster because they're spending money whether they get leads or not. I don't know if you guys understand how that works. You spend money online whether anybody fills out a form or not. You cannot guarantee they're going to fill out your form. However, if you're spending $100, you want as many people to fill out the form as possible so that I can give Preston as many leads as possible for the $100 that I spent. Well, at CABOOM, we are continuing to do it differently because, first of all, we have seen a difference in multiple things. We see a difference in answer rate, intent, right? All of those things. So if you think about that, it does make a world of difference too, right? Thanks, Jacqueline. It does make a world of sense. That's good. So lengthy survey of form, okay? We add what I call custom questions at the beginning. Okay, so let me give you an example of some of the custom questions that we do. Also, if you're enjoying any of this, you can go to, feel free to tag me on Instagram at Cody.Askins. Okay, and I'll make sure and share it to my story. Okay, let me pull up the data fields that we get on our IUL leads as an example. Okay, so with IUL, there's like 15 total pieces of information. We're getting quite a bit of info. Okay, but the info we're getting has to do with like I think we're getting. I'll just see if I can remember it off the top of my head because my phone internet is bugging out. I want to. We get. When are you planning to retire? We get. What's a comfortable budget to invest in your retirement? We get how much monthly income would you like to see in your retirement, right? We get what are you most concerned about when it comes to your retirement? We get favorite hobby, right? We get phone verification. And then we get the other 9 basic pieces of data on top of that, right? So we're getting first name, last name, street address, city, state, zip, date of birth, email, age, phone. So 10. So 10. Okay. So an additional 10 on top of these 5 here, plus the phone verification, right? Well, I can tell you this. If we didn't ask these things, which a lot of people don't, it would be much easier for them to just give us their information. Would you agree? So if you think about that, custom questions. So we use a software to where we can, and I'll explain that, to where we can add that to what we're doing. So custom questions, they get to the end of the custom questions and all their data, all their information, in this case, 15 total pieces of information. They get to the end, and then we give them, and then we activate the verification. So they get to the end, they put their cell phone number in, they say, I would like to receive a verification code. Let me see if I have one of those on my phone so I can show you. They activate the software. I don't know. I text too many people. I know that, but they get a text. It's like it's a 6-digit code. So what they do is, oh, there it was. So it looks like this. Okay. Verification code, 6 digits, right? It looks like this. And we're doing this to all of our lead types, right? I'm not doing leads ever again without that. I'm just not. Because what happens is they activate verification. It sends them a text. They go back in and put the security code into the funnel to verify it's their actual real cell phone. And now we get 100% accurate phone numbers with this software. So what happens is they give us the verification, and there's no the disconnected numbers or wrong numbers are dead. With Kaboom, dead forever. We killed them. Okay, which is nice. I like that. That's a good killing. Most of the time it's not good. This one's a good one. Okay. Then are you guys with me so far? I'm not throwing too much at you. Are you following me? Again, I'm just trying to give you the process, right? Okay. Then you go and we have them opt in for TCPA and FCC one-to-one consent. So we put the agent's name on it with a very long opt-in disclaimer, right? Very long opt-in disclaimer. And I saw a disclaimer the other day on somebody's form, and I'm like, oh my gosh, for the love of Pearl, they're going to get sued and they don't even realize it. Because I went through a TCPA lawsuit years ago. I lost, we'll just call it 6 figures, which wasn't fun, but I learned a lot. And it was somebody that like opted in too, but they opted in for like a contest. Long story short, it was bogus. They sued 30 people at the same time. Crazy, but it was a total scam. However, it's helping us, right? Which is good. We're learning. $140,000 mistake. Okay, whatever. However, I share that because the part that we learned, like I saw the other day, somebody had a disclaimer and it just said, we may send you text messages. I'm like, Dude, you're gonna do a lot more than just send them text messages. Like you may robocall them. You may do voicemail drop. You may do automated text. You may do text blast. You may do a phone call. You may do AI generative voice. You know what I mean? Like you may email market. There's all kind of stuff you may do, right? So again, you have to you have to get consent. You have to get consent. Also, here's one of the we're getting to where all of our lead types are verified, SMS verified. However, I'm adding something brand new that you guys should look into in the near future, where we are going to screen record every lead that ever fills out the entire process on video, record it. And then I'm going to save the recording for all agents for 5 years. So if they ever have a litigator or somebody that just wants to get somebody in trouble, I'm going to end lawsuits immediately for any agents that ever work with CABOOM. Now, that's unique. That's crazy. However, it's innovating. It's continuing to raise the bar. And again, compliance is very important. I'm 34. I'm getting old. It's becoming more important to me. Okay. But it is important, should be important to everybody, right? Then they go and submit, right? And then when they submit, you could get to where you auto text them, you auto email them, you auto call them, right? Because they've opted in for those things. Okay. So then what we do is we text the lead for you. We email the lead for you. We say, hey, Zigman's been assigned to help you. He's your local agent. He's going to help you with the life insurance quote. He'll reach out in the next 24 to 48 hours. Here's his name. He's got the coolest name in the world. Here's his picture. Here's his national producer number. Here's his phone number. Here's his booking link. Like we're adding all those things on the back end, right? And then we're notifying the agent via text, email, Google Sheet, CRM, snail mail, whatever they want, right? So what's cool about that process though is it starts with what's the messaging and the targeting, and then it's finishing with I have all their information. I know the phone number is accurate. I have a bunch of freaking data. Like when I look at some of these favorite hobbies where they're literally typing them in, somebody put earlier, man, like I just want coverage to take care of my family and I enjoy sewing. I'm like, I freaking love that. Like it doesn't get much better than that, right? It's cool. Okay. We do not do free, only paid. Only paid. Yeah, at kaboomleads.com. And you can keep hanging out with me more at Mentor Ready Academy for 49 bucks a month. Okay. Also, too, here's a side note. I know some people are like kind of get weirded out when people talk about their business. Dude, you guys should get so confident in what you do that you feel comfortable talking about your business. All the time, by the way. All the time. You should not be ashamed or bashful about what you do. And you should feel so comfortable that all you do is talk about what you do because you believe in it that much. Like I believe that at some point in the future, because we have about 350,000 insurance agents that watch us online every week right now. Our goal is to help every insurance agent in the world, right? And I know that we're going to get there, but we got to do that by keep bringing value and putting out content.